Hello and welcome to another educational video about screen printing by Catspit Productions. Today's video is a quick tips video, quick tips for screen printing. And recently we did a video about putting pallet tape on pallets, so I thought I would talk about pallets because I've never talked about them before. And in order to run a successful screen printing business in which you want to print various types of garments, you're going to need various types of pallets in order to fit the different types of garments or different placements of printing and things like that, okay? So let's take a quick look at some of the pallets I have in my shop. First of all, we have the basic standard pallet that I use now is aluminum, 16 by 18. I marked these all so I could tell you the exact dimensions because I don't always remember that. And this is one of the ones that we just put some pallet tape on in a previous video. So 16 by 18 metal aluminum pallet is my standard pallet. You know, I think you've heard me say in the past with t-shirts, the bigger the pallet is, the easier it is to get the t-shirt on the pallet straight. Okay, so I like this one as a standard size, and this will fit adult small through, you know, extra large, double extra large is fine. The bigger you get, you know, the more time you have to take to place them, all right? So we have that one as our first one. I don't know where to put those, okay? Then, you know, so that's your standard palette for adult shirts. You're gonna have to print youth t-shirts and ladies t-shirts and stuff like that, and they're gonna tend to be smaller, all right? So we have, here's a 12 by 14. This is a regular press board or wooden pallet with the Formica top, okay, and the bracket. And this is a smaller pallet that you could use for perhaps women's fitted shirts or some youth shirts, youth large, youth extra large, stuff like that. And probably tote bags or other type of smaller items you might be able to fit on this pallet. So you've got that one. All right. Now you can get much smaller youth shirts, so you even have to get smaller. Here's a 12 by 10. This one again is a press board, wood with the Formica top pallet. Okay, you can see I used this one for something. I don't remember what. Okay, so it was a 12 by 10, and you know, you'll notice that actually you're going to notice that this one has a small bracket on it, and that's very important. This one has a big bracket on it, and that's not too cool. It really should have a small bracket on it. I don't know how that happened. But you have to keep in mind the bracket underneath the pallet will also affect how the shirt loads and what size shirt you can load. Okay, so if you have a small pallet, make sure the bracket is small too, because this one here with this bigger bracket may be a little bit problemsome even though it's small. So you have to keep that in mind. All right. Then we get even smaller. Here's a little 8 by 10 pallet. This could be used again for bags or tote bags, youth, very youth, infant, stuff like that. Really small pallet, or for other odd objects that you may be asked to print in your shop, okay? Now, you're gonna also need something to do sleeves and possibly sweatpants, legs, and stuff like that. So I have one of these. This one I measured out as a 24 inches long by 3.5 inches wide down at the bottom. So you could do short sleeves here, depending on how you load them. The short sleeves you would load through the collar. Long sleeves you're gonna load through the collar. A short sleeve on the end here you could also load through the sleeve, all right? And sweatpants, of course, you're gonna load through the waist and pull them up. And you know, you could get a longer and bigger one for sweatpants depending on the design you're going to print, all right? So you might need something like this, okay? Now, I'm also going to mention that for jackets, you may print jackets at some point. Now, the manufacturer for your press should have a jacket hold down bracket that will fit around the side of the pallet and hold the jacket down. And I have one of those for my Ranart press and pallets, and we're going to take a look at that in a future video where maybe I'll print a nylon jacket or something. I'll see, you know, I got to see what I can do there. All right, but we'll take a look at the jacket hold down whole thing in a different video. Last pallet I'll show you today is big one, oversized one. All right, let's see, I measured this one out. This is a 20 by 26. It's big and it's heavy, and it's a great pallet though. I use this a lot in my videos, as you probably have seen, because it's a nice table space. I've damaged the surface a little bit as a result. Unfortunately, I got some stuff on there, but I mean, it's still fine to print, but it's not pretty anymore. So, you know, an oversized pallet is really cool to have because you're going to be getting people who want really big prints, and you're going to need something like this to max out the design on your screens and then print them on your press. Now, there's one more thing to consider with all these pallets, right? Oversized pallets, youth-sized pallets, sleeve pallets, yada, 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 right? Well, if you have a rotary press like mine, which has 6 stations, therefore 6 pallets, you've got to make a decision depending on the print job. For instance, say you get a youth job, but I don't, like my shop, I only have 1 of these. I didn't buy 6 of these to put on the whole thing. So, you know, that's something that you gotta, you know, keep in mind, because if you only have 1 particular pallet for 1 particular type of printing and then you get a job for 500 pieces, you know, that could be a little, you know, unless you're used to working on a fixed station press, which a lot of you are, and that's fine. But a rotary press, you may be finding yourself saying, oh, dang, I could have rotated normally if I had more of these pallets. So it's just something to consider. All right, and that's it. I just wanted to point that out because it's something that you'll discover sooner or later in your printing experiences, your printing endeavors, all right? That, you know, all of a sudden somebody ordered a size shirt that doesn't fit on your pallet. What do? Well, that's what you do. You got to buy some new pallets. All right, so that's it. Quick tip video. Hope you guys liked it. Really quick one. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate you guys checking out my videos. If you like what you see, please rate, thumbs up, leave a comment below. Just say what up or hello or nice video. And I respond to all comments and all questions. And if you really like what you see, you can subscribe. Hit that button up there and subscribe for me. I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. All right, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.